Morning everybody, Lara here from Love on a Plate, hopping on real last minute before I head into work, and I realized that I'll be gone over dinner and I needed to get something ready for the kids and James to eat for dinner. So I've decided that I'm going to make the cabbage and kielbasa soup in the Instant Pot. I'm going to get that turned on right away. And the recipe is up on the blog already if you want to go and get the exact measurements. Because as you know, if you've watched me before, I don't measure when I cook, but I measure when I develop the recipes. So we're gonna get started right away. This will take about half an hour total in the Instant Pot, and they'll just have to serve it up for dinner tonight with some warm rolls, and they'll be good to go. So I'm going to start with an onion, which seems to me to be the base of almost every recipe I cook. Just adds a really nice flavor. And I'm gonna put just a small amount of oil in the bottom of the Instant Pot to start getting it cooking already and heating up. And we will dice up this onion. My click and collect people sent me the biggest cabbage. Oh my goodness, I asked for a small one, but I've got a huge one. So I'll have to find something else to cook with it as well. So we're gonna dice this onion, and the soup has cabbage and kielbasa, which is a Polish or Ukrainian or Russian smoked sausage. If you don't have kielbasa, you can use any smoked sausage that you can find. I like the flavor of the kielbasa, and it adds a lot of the flavor to the soup. So this is actually a version of a soup that my mom used to make when I was little, and she wasn't such a great cook way back then, but this soup always was delicious, so I was always happy when it was on the stove. Okay, so we get the onion in there. She of course simmered it on the stove, and this recipe you can do in the Instant Pot, in the crock pot, or on the stove top. Totally flexible. So the onions are in, and next I want to get the kielbasa going in. And that is, as it renders out, it will add a lot of flavor. So kielbasa has this kind of skin that you want to get rid of, and you can cut these however you like. A lot of times people cut them in full circles. I want more kielbasa in every bite, so I cut them in the half kind of moons and then into little cubes, just so nobody feels like they got left out and only have cabbage. Hard enough to convince the kids to eat cabbage, but in this soup they love it. It's just like my anybody try the Instant Pot unstuffed cabbage roll soup? That one's amazing too. I almost made that today, but I had this one on the brain. And my mom's coming over tomorrow, so she can try my version of her soup. So we cut these in to those sort of bite-sized pieces, and they'll get browned up in the Instant Pot and add flavor. And then I'm gonna add potatoes. And I was making tortilla the other day, and we're just working on editing that video. So I had 2 potatoes extra already peeled, so that was perfect. We're gonna open them. And these I'm gonna cut into small dice as well. So, sorry guys, everything is roughly the same size. What's everybody doing this weekend? Anybody putting up their Christmas tree? Or who has their tree up already? Give me a thumbs up if you've got your tree up already. I wanted to do mine tomorrow because it's officially December, but I'm working tomorrow, so I think I'll do it on Wednesday. Christmas tree decorating, and start a little bit more of my holiday baking. So stay tuned for that. So 2 potatoes diced up. This just reminds me that no matter how pressed for time I am, I love my Instant Pot for this reason. I prep it, and James, who is a lovely tech support guy, but not really a good cook, he's giving me funny faces. He doesn't have to do anything. So I'm just giving that a stir. That's my 2 potatoes. I'm gonna add some fresh garlic.
I'm awesome enough for dinner.
He's sad because there's no bacon. Although I have, on occasion, put a couple of slices of bacon in here.
Oh, I have a very big fan of kielbasa as well.
Yeah, he loves kielbasa too. It just has a really nice flavor. Okay, so 2 big cloves of garlic are going in, if I can ever get them peeled. All right. My very favorite, the only garlic press I've ever liked, this one is Pampered Chef. I just love it. I love that little brush. Whoop. That gets all the garlic out of the little holes. I know, I'm easy to please.
So most of some of them are kind of fall straight, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
And when I talk, Jesse used for Instant Pot likes to be straighter.
Who hasn't?
Melissa.
Melissa! Okay, come on over, bring your Instant Pot, and we'll cook it together. You can do it.
Alicia's doing the tea.
Jealous. Totally jealous of the tree doing. Okay. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit because it's starting to stick. And that is the one thing Instant Pot doesn't like, things stuck on the bottom. It will give you a burn message. It doesn't mean it's burnt. It just means it doesn't have enough liquid. Okay, so the kielbasa is starting to get like a little bit of brown caramelized goodness on there. Can you see? It always gets steamy when I try to show. Okay, and then the cabbage part. I'll show you how big this cabbage is. So that's a monster cabbage. Let me get a different knife. And I need about 4 cups of it. Whew. Cut up into sort of bite-sized pieces. It really, okay, you need to be super strong. It really shrinks down into the soup, but it also thickens it up. I love cabbage. Must be my partial Russian roots, because my great-grandma was Russian.
Of course, you're also always rushing around.
Oh, James is trying to be funny. He says, I'm always rushing around. Ha ha. Oh boy, he's lucky I love him because his jokes aren't funny. So these will get super soft inside the Instant Pot. So I'm tossing, that's just over 4 cups. And in that will go. And again, sauteing everything ahead of time. 1, it develops the flavors, and 2, it starts to get the heat in the Instant Pot, so it takes even less time to bring to pressure. Okay, so that's all yummy. And now we're gonna add the seasonings. So we're adding a little bit of paprika for the smokiness, and that just brings out like sort of the sausage flavor. It's like a tablespoon. And dill, which is a really traditional Russian and Polish seasoning. 2 tablespoons of that. And if my child hadn't stolen my measuring spoons, 2 sets of them, I would measure. But he stole them. So I used dry dill. I really like to use fresh dill, but they didn't have any available. So dry is always fine. And then a little bit of thyme, like half a teaspoon, because it's a super, super strong flavor.
So Cheryl is looking at the Holiday Nights program in Greenfield Village in Dearborn, Michigan.
Dearborn, Michigan.
30 miles up the road from Monroe.
So my mom was born in Monroe, Michigan, and I've been to Dearborn, Michigan. Her brother used to live there. So that's pretty cool. Welcome to my kitchen.
What is the Holiday Nights program?
Sorry?
And I'm asking her, what is the Holiday Nights program?
Oh, James wants to know, what's the Holiday Nights program? He could, of course, type on his thing, but he just wants to be heard or he feels left out.
Faster to talk.
Oh, faster to talk. Okay, so then to this, I'm going to add stock and tomatoes. So one of the things I've learned while recipe testing with my Instant Pot is the Instant Pot doesn't really like tomatoes. Seems to, even if it's tomato sauce or diced tomatoes or anything, it gives me that burn warning. So because I like tomatoes in a lot of my soup broths, I layer it so that I put the chicken stock in first so that the water is what's hitting the bottom element of the Instant Pot. And then I pour the tomatoes on top and all of the vegetables and the meat are there. So the juice falls to the bottom and the tomatoes sit at the top, and it doesn't give me that burn mark, like ever, burn warning, ever. So now I'm gonna pour in the soup, 4 cups of chicken stock. You can also use beef stock. It gives it a totally different flavor. I just decided I was making it with chicken stock today. And then the tomatoes. So these are just regular plain diced tomatoes. And this is my Instant Pot now, and I'm not gonna stir that because I don't actually want the tomatoes to get down to the bottom. The flavor will go in and I'll stir it when it's finished. And so that's everything I have to do today. And then, since Melissa is scared of her Instant Pot, so then I turn the saute off and I'm going to use the soup setting, which is 30 minutes. So this has lots of liquid in it. It's gonna take about 10 minutes to come to pressure, maybe a little bit more. And then it'll take 30 minutes in the Instant Pot, and all they have to do is stir it up. I like to serve this soup with like a dollop of sour cream on top and a little bit of chopped fresh dill if I have it. You can put a little dry dill. If you have pierogies, I sometimes get them pre-made. It's on my bucket list to make. You could serve these with a side of pierogies too. My Baba used to make them every weekend. So that's what's for dinner tonight. This was another quick cook video. I just decided that anytime I was making dinner, since I couldn't always meal prep, that I would share with you how I worked around that process, because we got to eat no matter what day it is, whether we've meal prepped or not. So I'm heading into work. Family's fed. Tomorrow I'm working 9 to 6, but I likely will be on at 8 p.m. my time, which is 7 p.m. for most people. So it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to do my pick and choose lunches. And I have the menu planned out, but I'm drawing a blank. So I will have James post that up and we'll make an event. So it'll be after dinner tomorrow, and I will see you all then while we get ready for dinner for the first week of December, which is always super busy for everyone. So thanks for putting up with my crazy schedule. Thanks for hopping on. Thanks for coming to my kitchen. Go grab the recipe at loveonaplate.ca. Don't forget, show this girl a little bit of love, share the video, makes me so happy. And hey guys, lots of people have been cooking the recipes and some people have been sending me private pictures. Like, share in the community. It's so cool to see what people are cooking, what people are enjoying, what changes you make to the recipe to make it work for your family. I want to see it all. So I think that's it for today. This is 30 minutes. You're not going to get any burn, and I will see you all tomorrow.